Vince Lombardi once said, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. And at this critical juncture of the dodgeball season, you have to wonder if he was, in fact, talking about dodgeball.
You have to believe that, Tim. His name is Vince, and there's a Vince at this school, and he doesn't know about dodgeball.
There you go. Welcome, everybody. It's the Dodgeball Network, broadcasting on YouTube. I'm your official dodgeball host, Tim Bayer, alongside Taylor Einarelli. Taylor, now that we've gone down to the nitty-gritty, as Jack Black would say, of the season, we're starting to sort out the contenders from the pretenders.
Yep, well, as you know, Tim, there's 12 teams in the league, 2 conferences with 6 teams each, and the top 4 make playoffs. In regular playoff format, first place 4th, second place 3rd. So there's a lot of jostling of position right now.
Tons of jostling.
All right, shall we recap week 2 games?
We shall.
We take us over the Tuesday games.
The Tuesday games. I thought you were going to do the Tuesday games, actually. You were
Oh,
there.
yes, sorry. My mistake.
That's all right.
All right, first game was Prestige Worldwide against a Shot Love. Not very close at all. Jamie Kozlik didn't show up. Not very captain.
Yeah, you have to wonder what this team is thinking. And they didn't even show up for their Friday game either.
The entire team didn't
Nobody
show
showed up. The entire team.
Second game, we had the Jocks versus the Average Joes. This was another one-sided fight right at the beginning, but you know what? I thought the Average Hoes, now as they're called, I thought they showed the garden utensil. I thought they showed a lot of heart over there, so they played a good game. 11:35, Kaka-Coons versus Operation Murder. This was possibly a game of the year.
Game of the year.
It was absolutely amazing.
It was weird. I kind of said game of the week and game of the year at the same time instead of a game of the weird, but yeah, it could be a game of the year candidate, but it was
you in the face after that.
but dude, no,
the Kaka-Coons.
But it was definitely a game of the week material, I'd say. Anyway,
the Kaka-Coons grinded it out. I thought Operation Murder was going to come away with it while I was watching the game, but Kaka-Coons grinded out and they will win the conference championship now. And then 11:45, we had the Team Brown versus the then called Naughty Boys, now called Hellcats. Team Brown, I think, grinded them out. It was 4-2 in the very final minutes, and then I made the amazing catch to win the game. Actually,
on his brother, from his brother.
Yeah,
from his brother.
It was
sibling rivalry heats up once again.
It's pretty amazing. How do you take us over the Friday games?
Well, the Friday games, Taylor, started off with the Hellcats defeating Falcon Punch. They used to be called the Niners.
0-3 now.
Yeah, it's tough.
Their playoff hopes are.
They did kind of shake up their roster. They added some grade 11 veteran talent. Andrew McRae, some others, added onto that roster, but wasn't good enough to beat the Hellcats, or the Naughty Boys, as they were used to be known. The Hellcats looking good for a playoff position so far. The second game on Friday was Jesus and Friends, hoping to rebound from that tough loss to the Coons last week. They were able to defeat the A team.
Not a very good game, Tim, for them. I thought they did kind of poorly, Jesus and Friends. Even though they came out with the win, they didn't play very well.
In the third game of Friday, like I said before, A Shot of Love didn't show up. None of their players. That's just embarrassing for the entire sport of dodgeball. Just a slap in the face, a kick to the groin of every single person who stands for anything in this great sport of ours.
Did I mention that kick to the nuts hurts just as much as pregnancy? Proved it in English class. There we go.
Damn straight.
All right, and the
last game of Friday game, probably the best game
of dodgeball I've ever seen
so far. The most thrilling game in dodgeball history, right up there with the 1967 Ice Bowl. Once again,
was absolutely amazing, Tim.
It was amazing.
Anthony Golonsky, late game heroics.
For sure.
1-2, he came out with a victory. I can't believe it.
137 defeated the Jocks. The Jocks held their own until the very last end, but Anthony Golonsky, it was 1-2 for a while, and he was doing those amazing serving shots. He is a very good volleyball player, and he was doing his little serving technique, which turned out to be just too much for the Jocks.
Yeah, it was a great game, and really, I hate the Jocks. I think they're all a whole bunch of just retards, to be honest. So, I hope they lose the rest of the season, especially next Tuesday when we face them.
All right.
All right, now we'll go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about the standings and the playoff races. Catch you then. This is the Dodgeball Network. I'm Taylor O'Reilly, and this is my colleague Tim Bear. Now we will talk about the standings and the playoff races in both conferences.
Let's do it.
Well, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference. They have the three powerhouses, the Jesus and Friends, Cocoons, and Operation Murder. All three of those teams, I think, have solidified a playoff spot, and the A team won a game early, so I think Eastern Conference is locked down. There will be no jostling at position anymore unless huge mishaps occur.
Prestige Worldwide will have to really surprise people to get into that playoff spot.
I think they have to beat one of the three main teams in that conference.
For sure.
Not much to talk about in that conference. We now go over to the Western Conference, where it is incredibly tight. Stop doing that, Carson. I'm going to punch you in the stomach.
He's not
I swear to God.
He doesn't lie.
Let's get back to
Back
the
to-
topic, please.
Back to the Western Conference. Tim, what do you have to say about this?
Well, Team Brown is still number one. 2 wins, 0 losses. They look like the class of this conference so far. Jocks are in second place with 2 wins, 1 loss was last week. The Hellcats, 2-2, and the Average Hose are also at 2-2. Those teams. But let's not forget about 1-3-3-7.
Elite.
Elite.
I don't know. They won today, but they grinded it out against a team that I don't think is that good.
Exactly. We'll see how they can do next week against a considerably better opponent in the Hellcats.
No. You're wrong. You're wrong. They faced the Niners.
On Thursday, they play the Hellcats.
Are you saying the Niners aren't going to give them a run for their money? Tim, is that what you're saying?
They're not called the Niners anymore. They're called Falcon Punch. And yes, they're not going to give them a run for the money. Let's be serious here, Taylor.
Another big thing.
They're just not giving them enough credit, I
If
think.
1-3-3-7 wins the rest of their games, and even if they lose to Team Brown, and if Team Brown beats the Jocks, they will become second place. Right now,
Sorry,
because they beat the Team Jocks Brown today. Sucks. You like that? Huh?
This is a sad day indeed for all of dodgeball.
I don't know what to do anymore. Let's go to a quick commercial break.
Yeah. Thank you, myself and Taylor at the studio. Hey, Zach Copeland.
You want an autograph?
Yeah.
Get an autograph?
All right. Sure. Okay. That's great.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Maybe I could ask you a few questions about this.
Yeah, sure, I got time. I got time.
You got time? You got time for that? All right. First question. Are you surprised by your team's performance so far?
I am playing great team. We got a new player, Josh Fagan, fantastic player. I wasn't sure about him at first because he kind of walked on the team. He didn't even go to tryouts, so I was kind of shocked about that. But in the end, he came out, played hard. He's a great thrower. And Rory Campbell playing great hockey, dodgeball. Sorry, I'm in the off season right now.
Yeah.
Of hockey.
Okay.
And Rory Campbell's throwing the ball like a champ right now. I can't even believe it. We got a couple of great substitutes coming in. We got Cody Hilborn came the other game, played fantastic, didn't even get out, I don't think. And we got Nathan Copeland playing fantastic. Taylor Renner, their captain, he's playing with heart. He's playing with heart and pride.
Definitely.
And I noticed the other day, I'll tell you what bugged me though, but not about our team. John Watson. John Watson apparently was wearing some short shorts now. He's got the cut off sleeve, trying to act like, I think he's mocking me. I'm not really sure.
Really?
I think he's mocking me. So I might have to, when we were playing them next week, I'm going to go for John Watson. John Watson,
There you go, John Watson. Watch out. You don't want this guy.
And I've developed a new technique. If you haven't seen it recently, I have mastered it actually. We got the one-timer coming for you. So John Watson, watch out, bud.
Well, there you go. There's an interview with Zach Copeland. He just kind of walked away. But I guess we'll be back in the studio for that. So now here's a commercial break.